Ninos asked, did you eliminate the capitals since your first book? Maria Montessori answered, sandpaper capitals are desirable for schools that wish to be very complete. They are not essential and not necessary when they are too costly. Also in those days, she was already looking into cost. Maybe I will get back to that later. The spindle box. How many spindles are required? 45 or 59? Where did that number come from? Maria Montessori answered, 45 spindles are required. When Philip and Tacy supply more, it is probably because some of them might get lost. The smelling bottles. Albaninos asked, we have tried to make the bottles more attractive for practicing the olfactory sense, like you described in your book. And Maria Montessori answered, I like the design of your smelling bottles. I think, again, they are sweet. I recommend to experiment with them. Do you approve our bead colors? Maria Montessori answered, with great interest, I have followed your attempts to reach a harmonious color combination. The last version you presented to me is approved. If you lose a lighter shade of pink for the bead bar of 3 to create a wider contrast with the red one. On the printed alphabet, on the small movable alphabet, are small movable alphabet boxes to make sentence desired? If they appear to be too costly, could you approve small cards with letters in 3 colors? And Maria Montessori answered, if the small movable alphabet letters appear to be too costly, I can approve letters printed on cards. The same is possible for the punctuation marks. Sentence analysis, the grammar box. Not sentence analysis, the grammar boxes, sorry. Albaninos asked, what is your opinion about the grammar boxes that have been presented to you? I agree. And also on this one, she was very short. Can you agree with the color green we have chosen for the geometry, metal materials? Maria Montessori said, very short, yes, I agree. I would like to show you something about the bells. Because the bells, you have seen them on the display, they always attract a lot of interest of all the teachers. And everybody said, well, I cannot reach those bells because they are so precious and also a little bit expensive to buy. But this will give you an idea of how the bells are being made by the company that was selected personally by Maria Montessori in Tuscany in Italy. This person is over 90, still making the bells. Fortunately, has children that also are making bells. And that is a sign that you have to remain active when you get older, because if you sit down behind a window and you do nothing, it's not good for you. So stay active, just like this man, and continue to do what you do. You've seen when I exchanged some of the meeting between Maria Montessori and Albaninos that many things of what she did were all based upon observation. Observation is the key in Montessori. So based upon her observations, she invented those beautiful materials. But we also say a classroom should not be a museum. A classroom should be an environment where things can move, where things change sometimes, to draw the attention of the children, where things are removed when they're not necessary for a while, or when things are added. And when we do these things, and when we develop new materials or we improve materials, we always keep in mind that there are 4, maybe even 5 fundamental material characteristics. And as children, we learned that here during the Congress, talking about nature, being in an environment, being in interaction with an environment, that's when children learn. So these environments, nature, it's very beautiful. So also your prepared environment should be very beautiful. And that's why to entice activity, to invite children to learn, these materials should be very attractive. And that's where we pay a lot of attention to. Control of error. I was talking a little while yesterday with one of the teachers, and I explained that we lacquer the cylinders all around to make sure that they don't swell and they don't get stuck in the block. Because if that happens in a classroom and a child takes that cylinder block from the shelf, puts it on a rock, starts working, and one of the cylinders is stuck, you might intervene or you might stop the activity and they will put it back on the shelf and you lose a learning moment. So that is why it's important that these materials are so exact. Isolation of one quality, like in the Pink Tower. I don't need to explain you what this is. But the precision is very important. And when I go to Sri Lanka, to the factory, and I talk with my colleagues over there, they say, you guys are crazy. Because we have to cut the wood, we have to primer it, then we have to sand it, we have to lacquer it, we have to sand it again, we have to lacquer it, sand it again, and lacquer it. And then still you ask me to reach a tolerance of 0.3 millimeter per cube in 3 directions? How is it possible? How is it possible? But we try very hard, and we might not always succeed, but if we don't succeed, you can call me, or you can call Sudha and her team, because we will make sure that you get a perfect one. And the next fundamental characteristic is interconnections. Yesterday we learned from Baiba a lot about cosmic education. Well, we know that these interconnections are very important between the materials. Then we have new developments. I see that I have to speed up a little bit. So we have the puzzle map of the world parts. We also created the puzzle map of the oceans. Is the battery low, maybe? Is the battery low? Ah, it works again. We had a puzzle map of Australia, and this was a continent puzzle. But we didn't do it correctly. And we know that Maria Montessori had a very friendly approach to error, but we changed it. So we changed it into a puzzle map of Oceania and the country puzzle map of Australia. We also created first reading books for young children on fruits, vegetables, and pets. A push box, which is part of the 0 to 3 curriculum. The rocking stacker, which is the same. And we have found a beautiful toddler watering can, which we have on display there, which is exactly the right size and the right properties for the young child. We have created a BC AD timeline, the white timeline, and we have created a verb conjugation chest, where you can do the conjugation of irregular verbs and to love as a regular verb. And then, maybe you have seen Yip already running around here. He has his logo on his chest, and maybe you've spoken to him. We also started a cooperation with Montessori Sports, where just like in the times where Maria Montessori was working with Albert Nienhuis, we are now working in the materialization of the materials for Montessori Sports. And we're working together on that. We have a football, a ball pump, hula hoops, bean bags, and also play bricks. I want to show you a small presentation of how you can pump the ball. And look very carefully, because there are some things in there that you might think, hey, that's what I've seen before.
I can do anything. I can do anything today. I can do anything. I can do anything today. I can go anywhere. I can go anywhere today. I can go anywhere. I can go anywhere today. I can be anyone. I can be anyone today. I can be anyone. I can be anyone today. It's great to be with you. It's great to be with you today. It's great to be with you. It's great to be with you today. La 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 I can do anything. I can do anything today. I can do anything. I can do anything today. I can go anywhere. I can go anywhere today. I can go anywhere. I can go anywhere today. I can be anyone. I can be anyone today. I can be anyone. I can be anyone today. It's great to be with you. It's great to be with you today. It's great to be with you. It's great to be with you today. La la la
I have to speed up. Thank you. So here are the hula hoops. I will quickly go through the last part of this presentation, the beanbags. And if you have any questions, you can go to Yip. Here he still has a little bit more hair, but I think when he grows it, it's still there. So we keep developing new materials that are meaningful for the development of children. And we also keep contributing to countries like India. And I would like to go back to 2009 when I was in Chennai, and I listened to one of the persons here in the audience, Mukta ma'am, and she said something very, very meaningful to me. That means, and she said, the most important things in life you did not pay for. And it was so true being that in that environment there in Chennai at that conference, but there's one exception, and that's Nienhuis. So you have to pay a little bit for Nienhuis, but what we are doing for you as an Indian Montessori community is that we have prepared a very special deal which we have never done anywhere in the world, that we are going to offer for the Indian community the materials almost at cost price, just to make these materials affordable and available to all these wonderful Indian children. So, if you want, you can go to our stall, look at this little brochure, and there you find the investments that are much lower than you would usually pay for the very precious Nina's products. Thank you very much for listening to me, and if you have any questions, we are there.
Thank you, Chris, so much. The small token of appreciation from us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And thank you for the opportunity.
Most welcome. For our next speakers, I would like to introduce Jagdish Krishnaswamy, the Dean of School of Environment and Sustainability at the Indian Institute of Human Settlements, Bangalore. An eco-hydrologist and a landscape ecologist with a B.Tech in civil engineering and a PhD in environmental science from Duke University, he brings over decades of expertise in research, practice, and teachings related to ecology, environment, and sustainability. Along with him, I would also like to introduce Neha Sami, Faculty and Associate Dean at the School of Environment and Sustainability at IIHS. Neha holds a PhD in urban planning from the University of Michigan, specializing in the governance of mega infrastructure in post-liberalization India. Today, they will be dwelling into fostering biodiversities in cities by understanding their impacts on ecosystem and local and global biodiversities. A warm welcome to both of you.
Hey, this is fine. Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the IIHS campus. And as you have observed over the last couple of days, there's quite a bit of nature and inspiration from nature that you would have seen. And it's always a source of wonder